Our lives move in 7-year cycles. Today, I'm going to talk about 3 of the 7-year cycles. Many of you might be in one of these currently, and share with you what the emphasis of that 7-year cycle is all about and the key to really growing and making the most of that cycle of life. So stay tuned. Hey, my name is Melissa, and I am the founder of the Spirit Guided Life School. I'm here to help you develop your spiritual abilities and understand and live your unique life purpose. If that interests you, please hit that subscribe button. I share new videos weekly, and you can learn more about my programs at communicatewithangels.com. So today I'm sharing about the 7-year cycles of life. Every time I've talked about these 7-year cycles, they deeply resonate with people. And so today I've decided to go a little deeper, give you some more detail about these 7-year cycles. I have another video that I'll link in the cards right here where I give you a briefer overview of all of the 7-year cycles. But today I'm going to dive deeper into 3 of them: the 21 to 28 cycle, the 28 to 35 cycle, and the 35 to 42 cycle. So if you are in one of those cycles right now, listen up. If you're older than that, you can look back and review and see if it fits for you. If you haven't reached these cycles yet, this is wonderful because you can now plan and be prepared for what's coming and truly make the most of your life experience. You are energy, and you are here to learn and grow. So each of these 7-year cycles is for the purpose of learning and growing. Obviously, many of us have extremely different life circumstances, backgrounds, privilege, race, religion, etc. So I don't want to diminish any of that. There's a reality to the circumstances that we find ourselves in, but regardless of that, you can make the most of your life and you can work within your circumstances to truly learn and grow and have the lessons that you came here for spiritually. All right, so let's begin with the cycle of 21 to 28. And this cycle is called the cycle of maturity. It's a time where we're really striving to enter the adult world. We don't want to be a part of our parents' lives anymore. We're truly establishing ourselves and our own lives, right? Learning to pay the bills, go to work, have those adult responsibilities. Now, the interesting thing that can happen with this cycle is that if you had a lot of difficulties in your first 7 years, the blocks, the trauma, whatever you want to call it, will start coming more to the surface around the age of 21. So we do see, unfortunately, a spike in crime or suicide or alcohol abuse or drug abuse around that age of 21 years, because emotionally, those difficulties start coming to the surface where they may have been suppressed before. So if you have been in difficult circumstances, right, and some of it obviously is out of our control, then it's a time for healing. If there was not so many severe difficulties, I mean, we all have our stuff, right? Then this really becomes a time for involvement. And really that is the solution. No matter what background you've had in your first 7 years of life, the key is involvement in your own life's direction. If you think about it, right? People that are struggling with addiction to drugs or alcohol, for example, are not really getting involved in their own life direction. They are escaping and avoiding. So the key to the cycle is really involvement and commitment to yourself. So you'll find that in the 21 to 28 years, it's really about diving into the material world and experiencing it and getting involved in it. Really developing consistency in yourself will lead to maturity. So when we're more immature, there's a lot of inconsistency. Right? One day I say I'm going to do this and then I don't. One day my temper is flared and then I'm feeling good again. So as we grow and mature, that tempers down and we become more consistent. So if you're in the 21 to 28 cycle right now, that is the thing to work on. How can you be more consistent with your goals, with your inner feelings, with your demeanor, with your actions, right? Not saying to be perfect, but work on growing yourself and establishing who you truly are as a person. Okay, so let's talk about the 28 to 35 cycle of life. This cycle is named Seeking Within. You know, in the 21 to 28 cycle, we were talking about more of an outer focus on the material world and establishing yourself. That starts to shift slightly around the age of 28, right? Those things are still important, but you'll find that you start to have a slightly different emphasis on really looking within and knowing who you are. You're really concerned with making your own way in the world and being able to steer your life and your direction by your own choices, right? I'll say that again, steering your life from your own choices rather than the circumstances you were born into, rather than what maybe your friends and family say, but truly steering your own course and direction in life, setting your own goals, establishing your own priorities, and creating the life of your desires. You may actually begin to alter your beliefs and choices. Things that you took for granted in your younger years, this is just the way life is, this is what I believe, this is the way I was raised to be. Around that cycle of 28 to 35, you may start to adjust that and say, actually, I'm changing my beliefs. This is what fits for me, not necessarily the way that you were raised. So the key to success in the 28 to 35 cycle is really having a commitment to yourself and finding fulfillment in life. That key word fulfillment is really important. You're seeking something that will fulfill you. And in order to find that fulfillment, you need to look within and know who you are and what you are feeling about things. If you're dissatisfied, then you know, okay, this isn't making me happy. This isn't making me fulfilled. I need to course correct. So that's the emphasis of the 28 to 35 is seeking that direction based on inner fulfillment and really being committed to that, being committed to yourself. You'll notice that as I'm sharing about each cycle, there's really a consistent theme of being loyal to yourself. And when I say that, I'm not saying me first, me second, me third, and you know, being selfish. It's not selfish to put yourself first. It's just the order of your loyalties because you came here to fulfill your own life purpose, and really nobody can do that for you apart from you. And I'm big on having connection, having community. That is all important, but it is important to commit to creating your own life. So let's take a look at the 35 to 42 cycle. This cycle is called the cycle of evaluation and spiritual abundance. When you're around the age of 35, the law of abundance becomes more present to you. You start to flow and create success with more ease. You start to have the Midas touch, okay? So that comes with maturity. It comes with experience. It comes from if you have done the work in the 28 to 35 cycle of really setting your direction based on your inner fulfillment, then when the law of abundance begins to flow more strongly for you around 35, you will really be able to thrive within that and create success for yourself. But also, you may begin to question even more what you really believe. So this cycle is more about spiritual abundance than material abundance. Okay, so sneak peek 42 is when you move into material. But spiritual abundance to me is living my purpose, being fulfilled, being happy, okay? Those more spiritual things rather than the material things. Now, of course, material abundance is important always, right? We have to pay our bills, we're all of that. However, we're talking about the 7-year cycles of life. And so 35 to 42 is really about spiritual abundance. And what you'll start to realize in this cycle is that you really can't find security in other people, but only in yourself. You really begin to evaluate your life from this viewpoint. You want to create your own inner security. And it's interesting as I reflect on this because I was 40 years old when I left my marriage. And so I really learned how to have that inner security because, you know, financial and my living situation was all up in the air with that choice that I made. And so I had to really learn that inner security is within me. And that was a beautiful lesson that has set me on a course into the future. Now, I'm definitely not saying that divorce has to be part of your experience. That was just what happened in my life. But everybody's experience is different. And you're going to find through whatever you're experiencing in this 35 to 42 cycle, having inner security is really the key to your success. Okay, so I hope that was interesting and helpful. In the future, I will keep going and make videos about all of the cycles. I wanted to give you a little bit more depth, a little bit more kind of juicy information about the 7-year cycle experiences. I would love to hear in the comments below if you are in that age or have been that age in the past, if this resonates with you, if you can see your own life experiences through this framework. It would be really interesting to share and to have others, read your comments as well. So if you are really interested in living more of your unique life purpose, then I highly recommend that you get on the wait list for my Authentic and Aligned program. Enrollment opens just a couple times a year. And so you want to go to communicatewithangels.com/authentic and aligned to get on that wait list and learn more about this comprehensive experience that you can get involved in to truly find and live your mission and purpose. And I highly encourage you to go back to my previous video about all of the 7-year cycles of life. Get that overview. I've linked that video right beside me here, and I'll see you on over there.